In a right triangle, the length of side C is 18 feet and the measure of angle A is 52 degrees. Use trigonometry to find the lengths of side A and side B. So we don't have a diagram here, right? So let's go ahead and make one. Probably a little bit easier to approach the problem if we do so. Now it doesn't really matter which one we call A and B. Okay, so I'll call that one A and B. Usually we leave C for the right angle here. Now notice I use capital letters for the angles, and I'll use lowercase letters for the sides, right? I got A, B, and C. Now we are given that C is 18 feet here, and we're given angle A, which is 52 degrees. Okay, notice in this case we want to find the length of side A and for side B. Right. Now we're only given one side here, so we cannot use the Pythagorean theorem. And we're going to have to use trig in order to find these, right? Remember, trig is sine, cosine, and tangent. So we're going to write SOHCAHTOA here. Remember, SOHCAHTOA is a good way to remember which trig function to use based on the sides that are given. Right? This says that the sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. Now let's take a look, right? In terms of this angle here, okay, in terms of 52 degrees, notice that this is the opposite side, okay, and this is the adjacent side. I'm sorry, this is well, it is next to it, but this is the adjacent side, right? This is the hypotenuse, okay? So in relation to angle A, this is the opposite side and this is the hypotenuse, right? So opposite and hypotenuse, we would use sine for that, right? So let's set that up. The sine of 52 degrees, right? The sine of 52 degrees is equal to the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse, which in this case is 18. And then we should be able to use a little bit of algebra to solve this, right? We'll just put that one over 1 and we'll cross multiply. So A is going to equal 18 times the sine of 52 degrees. Right, so we should be able to punch this in your calculators. Now make sure you are in degree mode when you put the sine of 52. Okay, and by doing so, okay, we should get, and I'm going to round this to one decimal value, right? We get A is 14.2 feet in this case. All right, so what about B? How are we going to find B? Now we have to look at the relationship, right? In relationship to this angle, this is the adjacent side, and this is the hypotenuse, right? So we got adjacent, hypotenuse. We're going to need to use cosine for that. So let's set that up. Cosine of 52 is equal to B over 18. And once again, using some algebra, we'll just cross multiply these. So B is going to equal 18 times the cosine of 52. Okay. Once again, in degree mode, make sure you do the order of operations here, right? And when you do so, we should get this rounded to one decimal value. In this case, B is going to equal 11.1 feet. Right? Remember, make sure you draw the diagram out, write out SOHCAHTOA just to make sure you remember. But your job really is to determine which trig ratio to use, right, based on the given information.